Week 2, day 1, squats, bench. Feeling a little bit better. Systems are starting to turn back on, which is good. Still having a little bit of trouble breathing, but we'll take it. Only got 3 sessions in last week, but combined a couple. So, we're getting somewhere. Just trying to remember how to squat. So the plan is 2 pretty easy singles on the deadlift or on the squat, and then the volume work, and it's the same prescription on bench, and then we got accessory movements. I kind of like that. Easy singles kind of ease you into the week, ease you into the day's volume, and just the general work. Kind of reminds you how to squat, and I always want to keep singles at the forefront of my mind because that's what we're competing in. So let's see how the bar feels on our back today. My traps are interesting feeling, getting back to having the bar on my back, but it doesn't hurt. It's just everything feels weird. My knees are snapping. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic. Not bad. That might be an interesting angle for you folks. We got the short pants on today, so, the single today I think it's like 60%. But like I said last week, I've greatly reduced my estimated 1 reps in the program, just to give myself a little bit more room to kind of remember how to train and just to give my body a little bit of a break. I will say one thing about taking a month off, forced or otherwise, is all those nagging aches and pains kind of go away or at least go dormant. I'm not really feeling the same pain that I always feel in my ankle or my hips or my elbows. So, maybe what they say about tendonitis is real. You just got to stop doing everything, which kind of sucks, but let's see how long I can keep that going. Also, I have to use the squat bar because I'm competing in the USPA meet, and it's squat bar and combo rack. So it always freaks me out a little bit, but we're going to get used to it. Man, I kind of subconsciously slow down and pause for whatever reason towards the bottom. I need to stop doing that. I want to slow down a little bit, but I want to be more explosive coming out of the hole. I think it's just lack of familiarity with it, but that's something I need to work on. All right, it's 185, so we're going to go red. Second warm-up set. I'm sure you can still hear the breathing difficulties going on, but whatever. Throw the knee sleeves on for this, and then throw the belt on for the next one. I don't know. It doesn't feel super snappy, but that could be that I'm starting to work out a little bit earlier in the morning. I mean, it's not early, 7:20, but early for me. So I think I still got to get used to that. Also, still just being up with a baby, carryover fatigue from life, stress. Tell you what, if you're stressed before you have a kid, that stress doesn't just go away. It kind of just gets stacked on top of the baby stress. So, something to keep in mind. Not to say that it's going poorly or anything like that, but there's inherent stress involved in raising a new life, trying to keep something that kind of tries to choke itself to death all the time, trying to keep something like that alive. She doesn't know any better, but it's just so funny how many situations that she finds herself in where it's like, if I were here, you were going to tumble off the couch or whatever, or you're covering your face with your bib or something like that. It's just funny. Sorry for dad posting. We'll move on. Last warm up, just going to do a single. Got to remember, this is a 55-pound bar. So this is 175, not 170. When I first started using this bar, I never remembered that. And I was just miscalculating my weight every single time. All right, last warm up. Usually try and get as close to working weight as possible in terms of the gear. Not usually, I do. So everything you're gonna use on your working weight, you use on your last warm up, so that it's as close to game day as possible. Kind of self-explanatory, but you'd be surprised how many people I see do their last warm-up beltless and then throw their belt on for their working weight. Doesn't make much sense to me. Oh, I'm bloated. Whew. Moving as well as I would like, but we gotta take what we get. Can't be too frustrated, like I said last week. Remember that this is a rebuilding phase, so I can't get all in my head about it, but it doesn't feel great. Whew. All right, 185. Probably gonna get more competition angles on these vlogs because I want to ensure that I'm lifting to comp standards. So on squats, get ready for the side angle to check depth, stuff like that. It always feels a little bit discouraging because the volume on Thursday, which is my last session of last week, was 195 triples. And that moved a lot better than singles at 185. But again, these are not really leading indicators. They're kind of lagging indicators. I always say one session, even 1 week, does not indicate that you necessarily need to change everything or change anything. I think a lot of people get out ahead of themselves. Something feels a little bad or a little bit worse than they thought or they perceived, and they go, oh, we got to change everything. I'm fatigued, I got to deload, whatever. Pump the brakes, man. The body, especially strength gain, muscle gain, it's a long, complicated process that I don't think we 100% understand. And even when we do, there's so many individual differences that you may be affected differently. So I was feeling a little beat up this morning, coming back to it. After 3 days of training, we did an SBD session on Thursday to try and fit all the competition volume in. So that could be affecting me. Poor sleep, poor nutrition, any number of things. Or it's just kind of a down day. Not a huge deal. I'm not missing weight. I'm still hitting the weight. It just feels a little bit heavier than it should. But always ask yourself, heavier than it should compared to what? You know, you got to put it in context. Compared to when I was squatting 600 pounds, yes. Compared to when I couldn't get out of bed, no. Last single, let me drop down to 175 for 4. It's programmed for 7, but God knows, just thinking about 7 reps is making my lungs hurt. So let's get this one done and dusted well, and then I'll talk to you about the adjustments I'm making to the program for volume and stuff as I ease back in. Let's focus on this. A little bit low on my back, but overall, I'll take it. Definitely supposed to be moving faster, but again, supposed to compared to what? Definitely would like it to be moving a bit faster. I think it will. All right. Like I said, going to 175. It's programmed for 7. This is more of a beginner program where, you know, beginner loads are going to be a lot lighter than stuff that me not sick is usually playing around with, but also me when I'm sick. You know, at a certain point with volume, you really got to start to ask yourself the question of, is my intensity prescription consistent and coherent with the amount of volume that's prescribed? Because the volume here is 4x7. And I think at my best, 4x7 and 175 wouldn't really be an issue. Would probably be an overall like RPE 6.5, 7 in terms of the cumulative work. But right now, it would burn me out so bad that it would set the next week up for a little bit of trouble. And also probably the rest of the session, because we still got to bench and do our accessories. So I've dropped it down to 4, and I'm probably only going to do 2 sets. Last week I did 1 set. This week I'm going to do 2 sets. Hopefully next week 3, and then the week after that 4. Because we will have rebuilt that fitness base to be able to actually push without over-exhausting ourselves, getting into the red line. I think that's the science. That's the beauty of programming, the science and the art. And it's so individual. And I'm lucky that I have the benefit of hindsight to know that these high-volume prescriptions usually don't really go that well with me, especially when I'm not in the best shape of my life. So, something to think about. If you want to train in a high-volume context, go for it. But remember that your intensity prescriptions need to be in line with that. Can't go 4x7 at 80% all the time. At a certain point, your body will start to reject that. You know, I get so many questions about, oh, I'm stalled out on bench, or I'm stalled out on deadlift or whatever. And you look at the programming, it's 3x3, 90%, 3x5, 90%, always. You know, and there needs to be some of that. With deadlift specifically, I think that should be a decent majority of your training, but there also needs to be technique work. There needs to be time for recovery. All we want to do is push. But the real meat and potatoes of it is sleep. Lighter training sessions, that's a huge one, especially as you get up in age, training age, or physical age. Just coming in and not going through the motions, still approaching it with good effort and intensity, but pushing your body to a 6 out of 10 rather than an 8 every time, right? We have a 10 out of 10 effort. That's the thing where I think most people misconstrue my words. I'm not saying that you come in and you kind of just lollygag and sandbag. No, you're still focused on the movements. Effort is still 10 out of 10, but the physical demands on your body is a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So the next time you have an 8 out of 10 later in the week or a 9 out of 10, you're able to perform. All right, I'm just rambling so that I don't have to do my volume sets. Now that we're primed from the singles, let's get a good set of 4 here. You gotta remember not to push the bar down too far low on my back. I'll tell you, my traps having a hard time readjusting to making a shelf for my squat. Whew. So my breath is starting to go. All right, here we go. Whew. I think all of those were high, which is a little disappointing, but you know, still not. Whew, a little dizzy. Catch your breath, brother. Jeez. Oh man, set of 4 should not be doing that to me. Even if, like, physically or strength-wise, you don't feel as up to the task. Getting touches with the compound movements especially helps make things feel a little bit easier. If my upper body doesn't feel locked in, it's my lower body that doesn't feel locked in. So I'm having a hard time kind of finding my groove. But, you know, we got one more set. Overall, so far, I'd give it a B+. You know, I got to be a little bit nicer to myself right now. I'm usually I would berate myself for a session like this, but gotta remember the context. Gotta remember the larger outside forces going on. The last set of squats, and then we'll move on to bench. I'm excited to move to bench. I think of all the lifts, which is pretty shocking, my bench press has kind of held. I mean, I say that now and watch it's going to be terrible, but the last 2-3 sessions of bench have been pretty solid. So, all right, let's see if we can get everything together here. All right, that's a little bit better. Okay. Clean all this stuff up. I'll meet you for bench press. Stamina is not really a word that exists in my lexicon right now. But we're gonna keep rolling. Did a little bit more tricep pec warm-ups, and now we're gonna bench. So same protocol as squat. 2 lighter singles at 120, and then I might try and keep the volume at 6 or 7 reps on bench because it doesn't really wind me as much as the squats do, but we'll see. I think last week I did 5s, so we'll try and do 6 or 7 because it's just 105, and yeah, I can do 105 in my sleep, at least I could. So we'll warm up. Lighter warm-up sets, or not a ton of warm-up sets for bench, just because the top end is not really that far away. So we'll probably go red, yellow, 2 reds. All right, let me take the stuff out of my pockets. Ooh. My legs are kind of toast. That's pretty crazy, to be honest. Usually bench is really not my friend, but deadlift is down, squat's down. Bench still feels like it's kind of holding on, maybe because it didn't have that far to fall compared to my squat and my bench, or squat and my deadlift. On the last warm-up, we try and get as close to working weight specific as possible in terms of the equipment that we're using. On bench, that's just wrist wraps for me. I don't use anything else. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to use anything else. Sorry, my brain is beginning to melt. It's only like 8 a.m. and I have to record a bunch more videos today, so if the next couple of videos that come out are kind of incoherent, that's why. Excuse me. Yeah, that feels really good. So we got 120. Whew. Tough to get leg drive. We gotta make this move like a 6. It's not even a 6, to be honest with you, but you never know. Everything has changed. So still trying to get used to the temporary new normal, because the bounce back will happen. It's just a matter of getting 3 to 4 weeks of good training and sleep under the belt, which is a big if. Not so much the training, more so the sleep. Man. All right, I mean, bench feels a lot better than squat does. I think I was getting a lot of carryover fatigue interference on my squat from the deadlift session on Thursday. I don't know. No real sense in analyzing it too much. You know I'm running out of energy because the angles are not changing. Also, it's just hard to film bench, you know? There's only so many ways you can film it without going straight down the barrel. Or if you have like a really high angle, but I do not have the capabilities to do that. So we're gonna stick with the side on angle. Whew. All right, second single. Kind of baffling. No real technical drop off. In fact, I feel like my technique is more dialed in than it was pre-illness. We'll take it. I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. All right, let's do the volume. Get a try for the full 7. Whew. We only have 2 accessory movements today, so that's pretty good. Because even with cutting a couple sets, I mean, I've been in here for an hour. It's tough when you don't have the same time that you used to. You know, before my child was born, could be in the gym for 2+ hours, no problem. But now, you know, the economy of time has changed. So you really gotta understand less is more. Try and do the most quality work in the least amount of time. That was great. I could have done probably like 12. So, ooh, still getting a little bit dizzy. Hiya. One more set, and then Pendlay Rows. I'm trying to breathe through my nose as much as possible, but I still just got a ton of congestion and a lingering like post-nasal drip. This just will not quit, man. We're going into week 6. Since I first got sick. It's crazy. All right, a couple accessories, and we're out. Probably do chest press first, actually, and then come back for Pendlays. We got chest press as our chest accessory. Big fan of this machine. I really like the strength curve of it. Just trying to get to 10. Before we get into that, one of our Discord members, shout out to the Black Bear Barbell Discord, had a great idea. A lot of us are doing a competition in May, a sanctioned competition. So the idea was posed that we do like a virtual competition on the Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, what we're going to do, I'll shake out more of the rules in there. But basically, I think the easiest way to do it and the most cost-effective way to do it would be that you just, in your home gym, in whatever gym you go to, that hopefully allows filming over the course of a week. So you don't have to do all 3 lifts in one day, like a sanctioned competition. But you work up to, you train, you work up to a 1 rep max attempt safely, obviously. But you film it and you post it in the Discord. And, we'll judge it, quote unquote, but we'll probably just say good work, congrats on the PR. Hopefully you're within competition standards and all that jazz, but it's not a sanctioned competition at the end of the day. So if you just want to do a 1 rep max test, throw it in there by May. So my competition is May 17th. So I'm thinking sometime between May 10th and May 17th. Throw your lifts in there. I'll make a separate channel for it. And it's just a good way to, track your training, be working towards something, kind of build a little bit of community. So shout out to our Discord member. I don't know if he wants to be doxxed or not. I mean, great work. I think it's a great idea. So I would love to do that. So if you're interested in that, join the Black Bear Barbell Discord. The link is in the description. It's a great place. Good community, lots of people that want to get stronger and help you get stronger as well. So give it a shot. All right, we're gonna go for 10 here. I think I'm a little high up. The one thing I don't love about this machine is it's hard to get a deep stretch. I see a lot of people putting like a foam roller behind them so they can arch a little bit more. I think I might have to start doing that because it really does kind of cut me off like right here rather than a deep pec stretch that I'm looking for. I just can't find a good chest accessory that I really like. It's really difficult, not to brag, but it's difficult to get the dumbbells up and in a good position with the weight that I need to use. But I probably should stop whining. I guess I could use the cambered bar. I like that one a lot, so I might throw that in. All right, Pendlay Rows. Keeping these relatively light for what I normally do. And we're doing them strapless just because I switched my deadlift grip to mixed because I'm doing conventional in this competition because my hip is still giving me trouble, my adductor, when I try and do sumo. So it's conventional all the way through. I'm just gonna stick to that, not switch. But because of that, I need to build up a little bit of grip strength, build up my calluses a little bit more. So beltless, strapless, au natural. just 6, between 6 and 8. We do three sets. So I'll film the third one. Last exercise, man, this one really took it out of me, but that's what we need, to be honest with you. So before we get in here, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe. Join our Discord for that virtual meet that we were talking about earlier. I think that'll be a super fun time. If you want to participate, we'd love to have you. You know, we're trying to build a strength community of people that lift each other up, get each other stronger. So the Discord is a good place for that. Whew. If you want to run this program, click the link in my description for Boost Camp. It's a great app, man. I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying it. Give it a try. All right, let's go. 6 reps. Whew. Oh, that's all she wrote. Thanks for hanging out. God, I would love to stop getting dizzy after each set. That'd be really nice. That's the goal for next week. Stop getting dizzy. Whew. Get strong and stay strong. See ya.